Now the main question was, US think that I am the king. I am the only tiger now in the jungle, right? So there is a strong feeling of responsibility of controlling this world, obviously. That the whole world is dependent on me. I am US, I am the king, I am the main country. And there is a, instead of the patriotism, now there is a sense of, for example, responsibility. Of friends, very, very important. Geopolitics is connected with the mind. All the things which happen in the world, that's why we say that the geopolitical ideas are sometimes mad ideas, sometimes bad ideas. Why? It is all connected with the psychology of a particular time period. Whatever the incidents we know are looks very weird today, but from that time point of view, they were okay. So when Cold War was over, unknowingly, the US didn't know that patriotism is vanished in the country. Competition is vanished. Now the sense of a superiority, I'm not in the negative sense, a sense of superiority and sense of responsibility comes. That this world is my duty to make discipline. The first thing comes to my mind, I'm the tiger of this, king of this jungle. So I have to organize everybody. All the animals of the jungle should behave the way I want. Right? Okay. So to create, so the immediate requirement, the immediate geopolitical requirement comes that I will create a new world order. I will create a new world order. So that became the motto. That became the perspective of US after the end of Cold War in 1991. The Cold War ended in 1991, right? Okay. So the feeling comes that I will create a new world order. Okay. So now the question comes to the mind of US, how to create this order? There must be some concrete ways of creating an order. You cannot say that India is under my supervision. You cannot say Pakistan is my supervision. You cannot say that China has to, I will control China. You cannot do it. Can any country do it? No. Even if it is a tiger in the jungle, do you think that the tigers can control elephants? Do you think that tigers can control foxes? They will behave the way they behave, right? So tiger thinks that I have to create a world order. So now he has to think how to create this new world order. It's a very difficult task, isn't it? How to create. So one method, what they found, the one mantra they found. They tried to find the mantra. Mantra of what? Mantra of creating a discipline, order in the world, is to intertwine the world, the countries, in the game of business. Isn't it easy? Because everybody wants business. Everybody country wants that I will do business, I will do international business, I will do this, I'll export this thing, I'll import this thing, I will enjoy life, I'll make money. Everybody thinks it's again a human psychology. Right? So they try to use this human psychology to progress, to bring the dream to every country that you will progress, you act the way we want, do business. So when people will do business with each other, with the help of, say for example, IMF, International Monetary Fund, with the help of World Bank, with the help of United Nations, they will be there to help you. So you create Bretton Woods institutions which were already there, and you mobilize these organizations to create a sense of doing business with each other and make them busy in doing business. So there will be a lot of peace in the world. There will be a lot of peace. Yes. Theoretically it looks very nice. Theoretically it's a very, very good idea. That's why you say that geopolitics is sometimes bad idea and sometimes bad ideas. So when geopolitical idea comes, they look very good ideas, very nice ideas. So this is also idea is very good. Now the question arises that people will do business people will become a global village as far as the business is concerned, and lot of peace will be there, lot of order will be there. So that became the aim of US for a long time. Long time means 4, 5, 6 years during the Bush period, senior Bush period, right? So what they did, if any country still try to create something which is against the peace, we will be there because we are strong. So what happened? Like Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait. Okay, you are creating problem for my world. I am the tiger of this jungle, and you are creating problem. So what US does? It attacks Iraq, right? There may be n number of other reasons. There may be n number of other interpretation why US attacked Iraq. But one major, very clear geopolitical reason for attacking Iraq is the feeling of responsibility of US for the world, that I want to create peace, I want to create order in the world. So if Iraq invades Kuwait, which is no country can invade anybody, it's my responsibility that it does not happen. Today Iraq is invading Kuwait, tomorrow Israel will invade Iran, day after tomorrow North Korea will create problem for Japan and everybody. So I will not let it happen. I am the boss of this world, right? So that was the major reason why US spent so much of money, so much of ammunition, so much of billions of dollars to attack Iraq, right? Because they think that they can create this order. So the mantra was world peace through business integration and convergence. So the mantra was to create globalization, business friendly globalization. That was the mantra, to create the world welcomed by most developing countries like India or many African countries, or everybody will like. Why they will like? Because there is somebody in the neighborhood or in this colony who is helping me to do business and to take risk in the business, and if I lose in the business, he is already rich. He will say, don't worry, I am there. You spend 10 lakh rupees, and if you fail, I will pay your loan which you take from bank. I will pay, don't worry. So will you not take the risk? If somebody helps you, if somebody in your family who is very rich, your uncle or your mama or your somebody is very rich, right? He says, after doing an MBA from IPS, why are you doing a job? Do some business. I am there. I am doing so many crores of business. Who am I for? Do this business, take this risk. If you lose, don't worry, I am there. So everybody will feel happy. That is what happened. Because US is so rich. US is the king of the jungle, and he is there that I am there to bail you out. The word used is, I will bail you out. If anything happens wrong, I will bail you out. And do you remember? It is a very big coincidence. The biggest, the most happy country at that time was India. Do you know why? Because in 1991, Cold War ended, and we had the biggest problem of our history, financial problem, in 1991 only. So we were totally broke. Our house were being sold, including our gold. Right? That is where Manmohan Singh and P. Chidambaram and these people came. That the tiger of the jungle is with us, IMF is with us. We'll make the reforms and no problem. If anything goes wrong, they will bail us out. So India was very happy. Similarly, like India, many other countries who are facing the similar problem, they were also very happy. So reforms process started. Because, why reform started? Because of this world mantra. What was the mantra? Globalization. Right? So WTO worked as the world forum for this new world order with ever increasing membership. So the membership of WTO increased. Why? Because what is the motto of WTO? To create a free world, to create global village, right? To create very smooth multilateral trading. That was the idea. So obviously WTO membership will increase. Everybody will become member of WTO, that the king is there to help bail us out. So world became very, very nice. Wow. Everybody is feeling very good. Why? Because of the US. Because US is having a sense of responsibility. Because US thinks that they are the top of the world. Because US thinks that this whole world responsibility is theirs. Fine. There is a big brother.
Big brother.
Obviously. And another reason. India was clandestinely supporting Russia. Right? On paper we were not non-aligned. So India was also in that kitty. So US did not differentiate whether you were part of Russia, you were part of... And many of the countries which splintered out from Russian bloc, like Hungary, Poland, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Uzbekistan, all countries were very happy because they were starting from zero. So everybody became the member of WTO, right? And everybody accepted US as the guarantor, right? For any risk any country will take, guarantor is there, right? This is fine. So this was the start. This was the start of the US geopolitics to create a new world order. And the mantra was world globalization. Okay. Now let's go next. Now slowly we'll understand how things, because the world cannot remain same. World changes with time. Okay. So next episode, this period saw great efforts by all developing and NIE, newly industrialized economies. NIE. More specifically South Korea, Taiwan, Indonesia, Singapore. They were like us. Before they were like us after World War. In fact, Singapore had started 1962. It got independence from Malaysia in 1962. We started in 1947. And Singapore was nothing. So all these countries were NIE to align themselves with this new world order through 1990s, and they benefited also. Singapore became Singapore, what we know. Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand could not reach that level, but countries like South Korea. So they all became a symbol of patronage of US, that anybody who is with US will rise, right? So everybody tried to align, became WTO member, did whatever IMF did, said whatever World Bank did, whatever US says, sir, जैसा बोलेंगे आपका हुक्म से रखो, fine. So US policy in this period was business first. Forget about the history of the country. India, Jawaharlal Nehru, okay, no movement, no problem. Business, yes, business. Do business. Forget about the past. Forget about Pakistan was our friend, India was our enemy. Forget about it. No enemy, no friend, no KGB, no CIA. Business first. Very interesting. So all amnesty, all past issues are over, right? All past issues are over. Okay. So this period was a simpler world for businessmen. The people who are doing business, very simple. Why it is simple? Can you tell me the one major reason why it was so simple to do business at that time? Anybody who is in the global business, it is a very simple word. Why? Globalization, but why it was so simple to do business?
Because national as well as US government was supporting.
Everybody, like every country is on the same level of money.
The guarantor of every country is same.
Yes, sir.
And he is very rich, right? So the life of a businessman is simple when risk is less. There is no risk because there is a guarantor. The local governments are helping. Money is pouring in, right? And the world is growing. The markets are growing. The markets are expanding. When markets are expanding, when you have the money, when you have the capital, you have less risk. Isn't it very easy to do business? It's very easy. All these Fortune 500 companies benefited during this period. Whether they belong to US, whether they belong to Europe, whether they belong to even India or any country, or Korea or Singapore, all big countries became very big companies. Why? Because employ very good people, somebody from IIM Ahmedabad, somebody from Harvard, he has got the mind, use it and business will be growing. Very easy to do business. Everything is bookish. They have learned in Harvard, they have learned in IIM Ahmedabad. All is bookish. Use that knowledge and business will grow. Very easy to do business. No risk.
No gain. That time there
No,
was.
gain, risk was not there, but gain was there.
Yes.
Because the world was growing, the globalization was happening, everything, reforms were taking place, there was no license Raj. India also license was over, and many of the countries, there was no licensing. So freedom of doing business. You have got the bookish knowledge and you can use it. Very simple. Whatever you learn from your professors in the classroom, you apply and business will grow and you will get your salary raise. Everybody is happy. So this period was very, very simple. Why? Because of the perception of the US. Because of the responsibility of the US. Because US thinks that he is the organizer and protector of this planet. Brahma. Because US has become Brahma. Right? God. Big brother. Okay? Economic and fiscal reforms for the unintegrated economies were the buzzword, like India. India was, till 1991, had totally collapsed
Yes.
because of license Raj, because of fiscal indiscipline, because of bad economic policies. So our best boys, Manmohan Singh, Chidambaram, Narasimha Rao, best boys, the blue-eyed boys, very intelligent, so-called, all came in. They're there, and this was the buzzword. Reforms, reforms, reforms. IMF, World Bank. So India started having very good policies. India started becoming, getting awakened. The sleeping tiger started getting awakened. That was the feeling. Manmohan Singh and these people said, we are the tigers, we had been sleeping for so many years. Now we are awakening. So, and everybody was thinking that we are the tigers. It was not only India. It was Mexico also, it was Brazil also. Right? They were all thinking that we are the tigers, we had been sleeping for so many years, but now we are awakening in this environment. Because Big Brother is there. Okay? So, it did not, the blue-eyed people came not only in India, it came in many other countries. Like Manmohan Singh and Chidambaram and all these people. Right? They become the heroes. Economic heroes. Right? Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, if any country wants to follow their own rules in global market for business, what will the impact in business?
Like one country is doing it, that is North Korea. They have their own rules. So they are alienated from the world. They are alienated. When nobody wants to do business with North Korea.
North Korea.
North Korea. Because North Korea, politically also and business-wise also, they have their own rules. Right?
Dictatorship.
Whatever you see, whatever you call, but the end result is there are few countries which they have their, like Libya, so North Korea.
Somalia.
To some extent, no, not Somalia. It's bad. They're very poor. Though no money, no food. And the world is trying to help. That's a different. No, Somalia, no. There are certain countries like North Korea, Libya, to some extent Iran, to some extent. They are called axis of evil. They are called as axis of evil. US think that these three countries are axis of evil. North Korea, Libya, and Iran. They are the axis of evil. Because they have their own rules. They don't understand what the world wants. And now there is another country which is joining this group of three. Do you know which is that country? It has already joined. And it's very strange. The story is repeating itself. It is Russia. Because they have done a blunder by attacking Ukraine and annexing Crimea. They have done blunder. Right? And what is happening? Russia is slowly going to ashes after the Cold War. So you understood this part? Okay. We'll go slowly. So you'll understand how the situation changed, how the geopolitics changed, how the perception of US slowly changed. You know, right? It is very easy to say that I am the tiger, but tiger also has an age. बुढ़ा भी होगा ना? जब बुढ़ा होगा तो क्या करेगा? Right? So he cannot remain strong all the time. Fine. So we have to understand this. So in today's session, what we are doing, we are trying to understand what we are doing actually. We are trying to understand the geopolitical perspective of US. If you understand that, 60-70% of the geopolitics will be understood by you. Because US is still number one country, still politically, and as well as economically, right? So it is very, very important to understand the world from the eyes of US. Very important. Okay. So we'll moving further. Okay. So the business strategies pre-Bush Junior means Bush Senior, right? We are talking about that era, Bush Senior. The business strategies were to look at the size of the economies and the potential of the market to consume, right? Whatever has been taught in IIMs, whatever has been taught in Harvard, go buy the books, do the market research, do the business, and money will come automatically. Very easy. Developed world backup guarantees as incentive to reform was in place as a guarantor. That I have already discussed to you. That you reform, you take risk, we are there. Okay. Example, and one major example that time was the bailout of Mexico. Because Mexico was the first country which failed during that time. Because of the new policies, because of the new mantra. They took risk. Like India also took risk. But let me tell you, it's very, very interesting part. We never failed. We did not fail. If you look at after 91, we had never failed. So that policies worked for us, but that policy probably did not work for Mexico. Mexico failed. But even if it failed, it was bailed out by US. So understand what will be the bill of that bailout. It was not a small bill. It was hundreds of billions of dollars. Where this money will come? From the hard work of the American people who were no more patriot. That money to bail out a country like Mexico, the whole country you are bailing out, where will the money come? The money will come from the richest person, the tiger of the jungle. And tiger of the jungle, where will he get the money? He will get the money from Americans only. Hard-earned money. Right? And these people are no more patriots. Because the patriotism is already vanished. So they feel bad. Our money is given for free to Mexico. That feeling came. It's a democratic country. Easy to. Geopolitical ideas are easy to frame, but it is very difficult to implement. Isn't it? So again human psychology is coming. Human psychology, will human psychology accept the role of big brother? Never. Unless you are highly patriotic, unless you are absolutely patriotic. And that patriotism had already vanished with the collapse of Russia. Because during Cold War, huge even more money than the bailout package bill was being spent on moon or NASA or Mars. But people had not complaining. Ooh, Russia has sent Mars. We'll send it to the other galaxy. We'll go to that galaxy. Our money is going, no problem. I will work hard. I will work in the night also, no problem. That time patriotism was working. But when Russia was gone, when this new role came, patriotism was not there, then people were unhappy even with the bailouts. right? So this is again a human psychology. No competition. There was nobody to compete with. Who will the people of USA will compete? There is no tiger. Okay, China was not a tiger by that time. Today it is becoming, but till that time it was not. Okay. So less financial risk. Now, new world disorder. Now that that resulted into a new world disorder because of the human psychology. What is the disorder? Why should I give money? Why should I pay taxes? Why should I do this? Why should I do that? What is the reason? Why should we bail out India? Why should we bail out anybody else? Right? The world, what was the result now? It became the new world disorder instead of the new world order. How what the world became? The world was no more simple for business managers in the new world disorder. Senior Bush had gone, junior Bush had come. Okay. So he had different policies. Why he had different policies? Can somebody tell me? Senior Bush, family member, junior Bush, family member, same family. But senior Bush had a different policy, new world disorder order, and junior Bush has different policies. Why? Why change of policies?
Because we have to understand the mood of
The people of America. Otherwise, he will not remain in the office. If you do not understand the mood of the people, if Kejriwal do not understand the mood of the Delhiites, will he remain in power?
No, sir.
He will be just wiped out. So that is the power of democracy. So Junior Bush says, I am with the people. Why should we bail out? To hell with globalization. To hell with new mantra. All these mantras are useless. I am there. I am with you. You vote for me. So his policies will change. So he changed the policies. And the result was that a new world disorder. So what happened? Tactical choices. What is the meaning of tactical choices? We'll bail out those countries only which make sense to us. Like for example, Mexico was a neighbor. If neighbor is rich, our richness depends on the neighbor's richness. But suppose India fails, why should we bail out India? What India is going to do for us? India was our enemy. Should we help India? So they started saying that don't depend on us. India, don't depend. We have bailed out Mexico, but we will not bail out her. And they refused to bail out Brazil. They refused to bail out Brazil because it was not in neighborhood. Right? So the whole world became alert. ये तो big brother बस नाम का ही है. Obviously, right? So tactical choices, evaluation of political events and their context became the new buzzword under the Bush Junior policies. So policies changed. So geopolitical strategies changed. So perspective of the world changed. So what happened? Lack of patriotism and lack of responsibility for the world. So no more responsibility. Me first. If the bailout is good for me, then only I will pay money. If bailout is not good for me, I will not pay. The whole game is changed now. Right? So the economic reforms, fiscal discipline, sound economic and market factors took the back seat. Right? So actually speaking, this is my personal feeling. If this would not have happened, what happened? India would have also collapsed. Do you understand? What I'm saying? India started reforms in 91, right? If the earlier policies would have remained the senior Bush policies, so there was no risk. Do whatever, make money, do this, corruption, everything would have been there. So what happened to Brazil would have happened to India also. IMF said, but whatever reforms happened are good for us actually. So India made sure that it does not fail. Personally, I feel India would have failed. Personally, this is my view, my judgment from what I know from that period. Okay, so that is what happened. Developed countries' backup guarantees for reformist economies could not be assumed. There was no assumption. Earlier there was the assumption that if anything goes wrong, guarantor is there. But that assumption went. Example of Argentina and Russia also. Like Brazil, Argentina also failed. That time Russia also failed. But the US did not bail out. Changing this perception in the new world disorder. So now the work of business manager became very, very difficult. So if you are from IIM Ahmedabad or you are from Harvard Business School and you have bookish knowledge, it will not be useful no more. So now the world became difficult. By that time, probably this course was not required, right? But today you require this course because there is no guarantee. The world has become very disorderly, very complicated, very tactical. So even if you make a single mistake, your company can be just wiped out. You know that in today's time, the average life of a Fortune 500 company has come down to 7 years. Do you know that?
Yes, sir.
At one time, it used to be 25 years. Then it came to 18, then it came to 12, and today, the average age of any Fortune 500 company is 7 years. Why? Because today the world is much more complicated. And why it is complicated? Because the mind of US changed. Because the perception of US about the world changed. Right? Patriotism gone, responsibility gone. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Changing this perception in the new world. World is over.